Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to explore the psychology behind why some of us don't just, like being alone. We actually need it. And here's the twist. We're going to reframe this whole thing. It's not a flaw, far from it. It's actually a sign of a really powerful, deep thinking mind.
I mean, how many times have you heard this one? You should get out more. People usually mean well, right? But man, it can land like a criticism. Like, the way you recharge is wrong somehow. It's a phrase that just completely misses the mark on what's actually happening inside your head.
Or how about this? Ever feel more wiped out after a party than a full day of hard work? If you're nodding along right now, you are definitely in the right place. See, feeling totally drained after being social isn't just some random thing. It's a clue, a really big one actually. It points directly to how your brain is wired to handle the world.
All right, first things first, we have got to tear down this huge myth. The whole idea that needing to be alone means you're antisocial.
Look, society loves to slap labels on things it doesn't quite get. So if you'd rather have a quiet night in, boom, you get called antisocial. Or people just assume you must be lonely. And hey, let's be real, you might have even wondered yourself, right? Like, is there something broken in me for not wanting to be around people all the time? So let's just challenge that whole story. What if this isn't a flaw? What if it's actually a necessity? What if this need for quiet isn't a bug in your system, but a fundamental feature? Like a non-negotiable requirement for the way your mind works?
And that right there brings us to a huge psychological pivot. It's all about understanding how this thing you might have thought was a flaw is actually a core, essential function of your brain.
Okay, so here's the key idea. It's called cognitive quiet. And listen, this isn't about avoiding people, not at all. It's about giving your brain the mental space it absolutely needs to do its best work. To process information, connect the dots, analyze stuff, and basically turn all that raw data from your day into actual insight. So this is how we flip the script on those old negative labels. You're not antisocial. No, you're self-aware. You know exactly what your brain needs to function. You're not broken, you have high sensitivity. And you're not lonely, you're just practicing selective connection. See the difference? It's huge.
So what's really going on inside your head, neurologically speaking? Well, think of your brain like a high-performance engine. It's incredibly powerful, but it also has some very, very specific maintenance needs. A lot of people who need that quiet time have something called high sensory processing sensitivity. Basically, it just means your nervous system is kind of dialed up to 11. So you're not just hearing a conversation, you're processing the tiny shifts in tone, you're noticing the subtle movements in the background, you're feeling the whole energy of the room. You are literally taking in so much more data than the average person.
And because you're absorbing all that extra info, your brain is working on absolute overdrive in social situations. It's kind of like trying to run dozens of really complex computer programs all at the same time. I mean, it's no wonder you feel completely wiped out afterward, right?
And you can see it right here. The mental energy it costs you to perform socially is just immense. But in solitude, that cost drops way down. So for a brain like this, solitude isn't about being lazy. It is an essential energy conservation mode. It's literally how you plug back in and recharge the batteries. Oh, I absolutely love this analogy. Think about it. If you're a musician trying to record a masterpiece, you can't have a whole crowd shouting in the background, can you? Of course not. You need a soundproof room. That room, that's your solitude. You're not hiding from the world. You're stepping into the one place where you can actually do the deep, meaningful work of thinking and creating. Okay, so if you're not getting your energy from being around a bunch of people, where does it come from? Well, it all comes down to a totally different kind of motivation, a different reward system.
You see, a lot of people are wired for what we could call an external loop. They get that dopamine hit from social likes, from getting approval, from that big group energy. But the kind of mind we're talking about, it often runs on an internal loop. Your satisfaction, your reward comes from solving a tough problem, from finding that state of deep focus, or from finally mastering a new skill. You don't need the crowd's applause because your rewards are generated from within.
And this part is so important. For a lot of the world, silence is empty. It's uncomfortable. It's something you have to fill with noise, with distraction. But for you, it's the exact opposite of empty. It's an active space. Think of it like your own personal mental training ground. It's where you go to strengthen your thoughts, play with new ideas, and really build your mental and emotional resilience.
So what are the actual tangible benefits of all this? Well, for starters, solitude resets your emotional baseline. It gives you the quiet you need for some serious, complex problem solving. It's the place where you connect ideas that nobody else sees a link between, and you build a much higher level of self-awareness. So you see, it's not downtime, it's uptime for your mind.
Okay, so now that we've dug into the psychology of it all, we get to the most important part. What do you do with this? It's time to take this understanding and turn it into real, genuine empowerment. And I mean this, seriously. It's time to stop apologizing to a world that just doesn't get your depth. If you have ever felt guilty for needing a night to yourself, just let that go. Stop saying sorry for the way you're wired. This need for solitude isn't a weakness. It's the core operating system that makes your deep thinking even possible. Because this, right here, is the ultimate takeaway. You aren't antisocial, you are self-aware. Knowing that you need to clear out the noise to think clearly and be at your best, that's not a social failing, that is a profound form of self-knowledge. So, I'll just leave you with this one final thought. Just imagine, what could you create? What could you solve? What could you build if you finally, truly embraced your need for quiet? What if you stopped fighting your own nature and instead started treating that need for solitude not as some inconvenient quirk, but as your greatest strategic advantage? Just think, what becomes possible then?